In today's world, everyone's obsessed with their cars, and particularly when it comes to reliability and unreliability. Especially with EVs now on the market, there's a lot of choice to choose from, and people are questioning whether they should go into EVs or not. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the most unreliable EVs that you can buy, and these are ones that you need to make sure you need to avoid. According to the statistics and all the information I have gathered, these are the 5 EVs that are likely to land you on the side of the motorway, or worse if you buy them, even if they do look like a good attraction. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Cars with Ben. All information has been taken from What Car, Top Speed and of course Parkers, and all of these have combined a mix of different vehicles, but I have picked out some of the top ones for you. The first car on this list is a bit of a shock to me because it is actually a Porsche Taycan, and the Porsche Taycan I did not think would be this low. It's actually in no particular order. Things like this had a 66.5% on the Taycan. What went wrong? So aircon and non-electric motor issues, so that would be sat-nav, battery, the brakes, more electric interior trims, so I guess seats that wouldn't be able to move very easily, which all came in for a bit of a big bill when Porsche Taycan owners brought their car in, which is an issue for a lot of people. 46%, according to What Car, these went wrong. So Porsche Taycans, turns out, very lovely cars, not the most reliable. And obviously being a Porsche is quite expensive, but they're still new cars. That is what I will say. So if you do have a Porsche Taycan and it goes wrong, you should still be able to get it in warranty, hopefully, despite its issues. While I do love the Porsche Taycan, it's a shame to see it on this list.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, it really helps me out. I hope you enjoyed the car content.
Hyundai came up on the list with Hyundai Ioniq and the Kona E. These cars were actually surprisingly high on the electric vehicle's unreliability score of What Car and as well as Top Speed. They actually had a 41% high fault rate, and a lot of these came from the 12-volt battery, which was the biggest issue. The rest of the cars were actually fine because they had experience with building cars, as you'd expect from Hyundai, but the electric motors in them are still a little bit iffy despite being reliable cars before in the petrol and hybrid zones. The Kona E just had the same problem. Despite having a range of 258 miles and a good looking 201 horsepower car, it had a reliability rating of 1 out of 5 according to consumer reports stated by Hyundai, and it's predicted to be much less reliable than the average car today, particularly as this car only just came out this year. As you can probably imagine, Tesla did make this list, and to be fair, Tesla is a relatively new car company when it comes to their car making abilities. Another issue was with the Tesla Model X. The predicted reliability of this car was in at 2 out of 5 and scored just 52 points on its predicted reliability according to the statistics of Top Speed. Well, the Tesla Model X, again, was the biggest car of the current lineup, so Tesla obviously had issues with its status in terms of its technology mainly. This was mostly attractive to consumer players who wanted the red-hot SUV market. It was slightly different from the EV market. It's a car that I actually do like. The Model X offers a good amount of horsepower, however, those seeking reliability may want to look elsewhere. This is just due to the fact that the technology and batteries were the biggest issue that went wrong. The car often faulted or went into a reset mode, and a lot of people really struggled to enjoy their Model X, despite being quite a luxury, almost £100,000 car. A couple of examples of these were Falcon Wing doors malfunctioning to open, and software glitches were the main problem for this car because it's such a complex technology car. Who remembers the days of MG in the UK where they were really popular but still had reliability issues? Well, it turns out there's still one car out there that does seem to have this issue, and it is the MG4 EV. This is a fairly new car from 2022 to present, and the MG Owners Club have even had issues with this as well and posted frequently about how this car has become such an issue. Of course, the car and the brand have moved to China and are also sold in the Asia territory, so I have seen quite a lot of them on my trips to Southeast Asia. However, with this MG4, here is some issues that What Car picked up with it. The car itself is obviously a good looking car, but it did come with mostly 80% of the issue when they were sold in the UK. Owners faced bills from £1,000 to £1,500, and this was obviously a big problem for MG, spending so much money on a brand new car. The reliability of the electrics do have to be questioned on this one, and I even saw someone on the forum spotting all the issues with their current car, and a lot of them were pretty much down to the battery. Issues with the windows is not sealed and lets a lot of air in and water. This came in at a big cost for MG. The range is an issue. They advertise 360 kilometers when some people were getting 150. A lot of the car had issues recharging batteries, and they also failed at times, didn't even start for the starter motor. Things like this which affected the new MG4, and hopefully it does get better. One brand you might expect to be on this list is of course Jaguar, and we can all relate to the fact that Jaguar Land Rover have had issues in the past with their reliability. We've all seen a breakdown of a Land Rover on the side of the road, or a Jaguar that has expensive problems. Everyone's heard of that, and although your Jaguar Land Rover might be reliable, this particular one does still bring up consumer reports of an average score, and this car is a Jaguar I Pace. The consumer report rating of 2 out of 5 for the Jaguar I Pace, even though it was a fairly new car, despite being the EV version, has been struggling for a few years now. Firstly, with the unique selling points and abundance of fierce competition, the I Pace has been going a majority of its existence with a lot of problems. Now, despite having a 394 horsepower motor, it has been really popular. The issues that came up time and again for owners in the forums were charging problems, electrical issues, and faults with its regenerative braking system, and it's earned the 2023 model a score of 2 out of 5. What do you think about Jaguar? To round off this top 5, one car again that I didn't expect to be in this list is the Polestar 2. The Polestar 2 has actually come in on this list as one of the top 10 most unreliable EVs, and I was really shocked to see this. I thought it was a really good looking car, and I thought it would be a lot of the future for Volvo's Polestar subsidiary. Well, the Polestar itself, despite being a 50 grand car and has a lot of performance and high price for the range of a Tesla Model 3, does come in with an overall score of 53 points and a consumer rating of 2 out of 5 according to a lot of Top Speed and What Car. This is primarily due to the fact that if you look in the forums, there are so many issues with this car. Here you can see that there's a bad charging issue. When it goes to charging stations, it doesn't fit. There's a vibration under the accelerator. There is fixing issues with a speaker. The rear camera cuts in and out constantly. A lot of these are tech, and this does come down to its new tech and subsidiary of Polestar. Maybe they're still learning, but as Elon Musk says, it's always about the learning experience and making failures. So maybe this is what Polestar are doing. Again, all of the issues I've kept seeing are down to tech, so maybe the car itself is actually okay, but does come in with a very bad reliability rating, despite being a popular looking car. With over 100,000 models already across the assembly line, hopefully Volvo and Polestar won't have to recall all of these back, because the more that go out, the more we'll have issues.
Enjoyed this Cars with Ben video? Don't forget to subscribe if you like car content.